Good morning. Well, you see something on the bench here that you probably have never seen before, at least in my shop. Yes, I saw Bob today, and he picked this radio up. I'm not sure exactly where he got it. And it's a Hallicrafrers. I don't know the model number. I just brought it into the shop just now. And it came with this antenna here, which I know does not go with it, but it's already hooked up in the back over here with 4 wires. Now, it has the FM line cord pickup. That's what this is here. It's a couples. In other words, it utilizes the line cord as FM. I never liked them because they just pick up all kinds of interference. Why 4 wires on this? I'm not quite sure, but this looks like a rabbit ear thing. This left one's broken here. But anyways, this is the way Bob got it. I want to get the model number for you. I have not looked at this at all. I have not opened it up. It's got a simulated wood metal cabinet, which is in pretty nice shape. And it's has several bands, AM, FM, and shortwave. It's a nice looking radio. FM, AM, looks like 3 shortwave bands. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 bands. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I see, count 6 here, but my eyesight's bad, as you very well know, so I would have to get my magnifier out, and I've got to get this thing lighted. But we're not going to plug it in right now. Bob says he had this thing running, and then it just stopped. So hopefully nothing got damaged. I don't know if this is tube or transistor. I got to look on the back and see what the model is. So why don't we do that now? Well, here's the antenna connectors. This is that rabbit thing that came with it, you know. So there's a internal antenna, which is probably the line cord. External FM, external shortwave, and the common. There doesn't seem to be a model number. There is a serial number here. Now let me see if the bottom has anything. Okay, well, patent numbers here. All right, let's see what we got on this one. There's no model number. Don't seem to be any model number on this at all. Now let me take a closer look at the front again, off camera, with my magnifier. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take out these 3 screws here, and that, see if I can separate the back, and that should release this interlock cheater cord here, which is part of the back here. And I'll probably remove this. Now Bob was using it with this here, but I think we can eliminate that. So we got is the common with these 2 wires here. Now if I just hook it up the same way, it should be alright. It's not, this antenna don't belong on it, but that's the way he got it. Alright. Alright, it's a typical All-American 5 as close as I can tell, which means it's probably a line-connected set. It's got a loop stick, but it's hardwired to the chassis. And there's very little movement and I can't really get in there, so I got to pull the chassis, and I'm going to do that off camera. Okay, well, that's a nice looking radio. First look inside. We got a tube in the tuner. That's a first. I haven't seen that since my television days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tubes. So this is a lot better than the 5-tube set. Original electrolytic, that will have to be changed. Your shortwave and AM and your FM tuning caps here. The small sections are for the FM. We got 3 4IF cans. Probably 2 for the AM and shortwave, and the other 2 for the FM. Dial cord is good, because if that was broke, I cannot deal with dial cords. I could never do them. So I'm glad that that's good. I got to be very careful not to break that. That's for sure. That's working very good. But we have no idea what the model number is on this. Let's see. We got. Oh yeah, boy, what a complex dial arrangement on that. I wouldn't want to string that. Now we got the. You can see the antenna loop coil is kind of like fastened right to the chassis. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put this back on and put these screws back on so that this will stay on the chassis, so that it'll not only be powered up. I do have a cheetah cord. As long as this isn't a polarized cheetah cord, I have them. I have non-polarized. But if this is a polarized, I will have to use this cord, because I do not have a polarized one. One way to find out. Yes, this is a polarized plug. So that's a polarized cheetah cord, which means one pin is going to be fatter than the other. So I will have to use this cheetah cord. I do not have a polarized cheetah cord. So we're going to put this back on, and then we're going to flip it over and check underneath. This is an inspection video. This is going to be part 1 of this radio. And before I power it up, the electrolytics will be changed. Bob says it was working, then it stopped. Well, you really should never run these things until your main filters have been changed. Fortunately, it's an All-American 6, so it's a line-connected set, so there's no power transformer to burn out. So let's get this back, screwed back on here again, and then we can flip this thing over. It's got a nice tube locator diagram inside in beautiful condition. And I can't read if there's a model number. Down at the bottom left-hand corner, it looks like it. Now I got to get my magnifier to read that. Well, it's real nice in there. It don't look like anyone's worked on it. What I don't like is these couplets. I don't like them at all. Needless to say, I will have to get a schematic on it. Now, you're probably wondering what this is. I know what this is. This is a thermistor. They used to use these on the real old televisions years ago. The old black and white sets. Although they were actually physically much larger. They're similar to the CL90s. They do the same thing. And it's a surge. In other words, the resistance starts high when it's cold, and as it heats up, the resistance drops. So this is a vintage thermistor. Down here I see a diode, and I will have to check that. And here's the electrolytic here. I would not attempt to run it without probably putting the voltage on it with the ICO 950, but I'm going to just change it out, but I'm not going to do anything until I get a schematic on this. Yep. This is just an inspection today, no restoration, just an examination. Man, looks like another couplet there. I don't like those couplets one bit. Couplets. I'll tell you, it's in real nice condition. It's a little crowded in here, but nowhere near as bad as Doug's circuitry. Yep. Speaker's in beautiful shape. The voice coil does not rub. The dial lamps look like they're blown. Output transformer on the back of the speaker. Very little in the way of wax paper. This looks like an electrolytic right here. And there's a plastic coated, but it's really a paper capacitor to be changed. A lot of ceramic discs, which usually almost never go bad. So, anyways, that's the story there. Okay, these are the bands. Here's the band switch. It's got AFC on position 1. Actually, there's position 1 and then there's position 1 for AFC. So that is the FM band. But actually, the FM band... Yeah, the FM band is position 1 down here. FM right there. So you've got FM position 1, and then position 1 again is AFC. So in other words, AFC is automatic frequency control. In case you didn't know, which I'm sure you do. Okay, so this is going to be my next project. Of course, I'm not going to do anything until I get a schematic. I got to check with Bob and find out if he wants to look for one. I don't think he took this out of the cabinet. He didn't mention that. He actually got it from where, I'm not sure where he bought it. I think he bought it at a flea market. You get better deals at flea markets than you do on eBay. And he just tried it out, which is not a good idea, Bob. Because had this had a power transformer in it, you would have a burnt out transformer. But this don't have a power transformer, and I think I saw a fuse in this. I'm not sure. I think there was a fuse on the top of the chassis. I thought I saw one. I don't remember where I saw it. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. I thought I saw a fuse in here. Anyways, there she is, folks. That's my next project. So stay tuned. We're not sure exactly when I'm going to start the restoration. I can't do nothing until I get a schematic. Can't do nothing. What English? Anyways, you know what I mean, folks. Thanks for watching. stay tuned because we'll be working on this before too long here.